There we go. What's up, everybody? We're finally back. We're going live. Let's rock and roll. We're going to break down the futures, how the market's reacted. Oh, quick reminder, tomorrow the market is closed. So there will be no trading action or anything like that. I know Bitcoin will still be open. But I guess the normal disclaimer, right? All of this is just kind of my opinion, my thing. You should always do your own due diligence when actually anything. When it comes to money, it's your fault. Figure it out. You guys like that disclaimer? Let's kick it off with the dollar. Dollar hanging out. I don't know if I'm long or short the dollar. Now, I was short the US dollar, Japanese yen. That might have just tagged. My stop was flirting right around here, but also a long position. So I'll have to check that to see if I entered long or not. But I did want to reverse my position if it did come up. Give me one hot second to check that out real quick. What's up, everybody joining in? That literally tagged me. The absolute peak is where I got in long. So I'm actually long the US dollar, Japanese yen right now. And honestly, guys, when it comes into these zones and bases out, I do expect a continuation. So being short right here and then seeing that is what caused me to switch gears. So on my stop loss, what I do is, and I do this in futures a lot. Let's say I'm long one contract, but I'm thinking about going short, or, oftentimes I'm long and I'm trailing it up and up and up. But once it gets to a certain point, I do want to be short. So if I'm long one contract, my stop loss is actually to sell two contracts. It will sell the one that I'm in, and then it will sell to open a new position. So I do the same thing with Forex as well. And that's what I did here. So as soon as that tagged out my short position, it did tag me into a long position. So currently looking amazing. Checking out the Bitcoin. Man, we need to move this range up a little bit. I don't know who drew these random yellow boxes, these random zones, but he needs to get his act together. Just kidding. That was me. Interesting to see. Now, I did like that we kind of broke out of that range. Put it into a more, we're still very much range bound right here. I like that we at least widened it, because honestly, that was starting to look a little bit weak. So at least going over that, getting up that high, yeah, we did sell off. We're bouncing right here. That does need to continue, especially if you want things like XRP to do well. And a rising tide will raise all ships. XRP came back. Let's get back here to the daily. Back into this range. Oh, I don't know why it likes this range right here. The good news about this is there's a lot of pump and dump, a lot of crap coins out there, and they're showing what they're worth right now. When Bitcoin pulled back, a lot of them did as well. XRP really sat that one out. So I like that this is kind of hanging out by itself. I am in this, so the more it does that, the better. Oh, I did not know it did that. If you hold shift, I clicked the middle dot, and if you hold shift, that's what made it bigger. So fun fact. All right. Let's just check Doge for the fun of it. I haven't broken that one down in a while. Is everybody still a Doge millionaire? Hey, not bad. Hopefully it holds this area for you. What are we doing here? Sideways until not, right? Are we going into a correction now rather than in March? I don't think so. And I do want to cover that really quick, because that's a great question. Because IONQ is a quantum stock that everybody was just all the rave about. And it sold off, coincidentally, bounced at one of my yellow zones. And I thought about buying it. But I told you guys on the last few streams, the markets are going to crash. Things like IONQ are going to get wrecked. Since I have been saying that, and I started saying that in November. We've been talking about it for a while. Stock market has pulled back. IONQ getting wrecked. I don't think this is it. This is just a normal, I can't call it a pump and dump because of what it went through, but I don't know if there's any real buyers in this. Okay, maybe retail pumping this. I'm sure there was news that came out to cause it to come down, but we're just not there yet with quantum. I do have a video coming out specifically, and I hate to say it, but hit that subscribe button if you want to watch it. It will be on Don Franz show on YouTube. And that one is about the quantum computing companies that I am going to buy. And it's not just Google and IBM. IONQ is one. There's Rigetti. There's a few other ones. I just want to get them cheaper. Right now, they went through a hype cycle, just a quick little phase. I need, Google kind of brought attention to quantum, and everybody kind of funneled into that. I don't think the time is now, but however, they are on my radar, so that there's no rush. But if I was going to entertain IONQ right now, I would be long, and my stop, I would put it at 25.85. So that's what, $6 a share on that. Asking for it, but Kate says, I'm so excited for the quantum. Am I taunting TikTok with the Doge? I'm not. TikTok, I think a lot of those guys were jumping into the stream, but there hasn't been a lot of crap coins getting called out on my streams lately. So I think they're getting it. I think they're figuring it out. We're flirting with breaking this to the downside. Hang on. But we're still very much in this range right here. I did take an L today. Well, my position's down. So yesterday, I bought SPY calls at the bell right before we closed. And all they did today, the markets did absolutely nothing. Nothing. A little bit down, a little bit up. Opened here, closed here. As far as futures open, we gapped down a little bit. Currently, we're kind of selling off. We're still in this zone right here, playing the back and forth game. Ultimately, hitting these two yellow boxes. Right now, holding this blue one. So it'll be interesting to see how this does pan out. I still think January is going to be a bullish month. For now, I kind of think it's the dip buy. A very long, drawn out, annoying dip buy. I haven't crossed over to just going short yet. I do have Tesla puts. That's it. Other than that, I actually thought today was going to be a bounce. Futures was nice today. Trading futures, it was. Let's just get down to the 15-minute. Trading futures was horrendously just sideways. I was not in it. I honestly, guys, I was super sick. I was not feeling good at all. I don't know what was going on. So I didn't trade any of this, but man, there's a lot of up and down. For anybody that's scalping, that could have been a lot of trades. Cody, my admin, went 5 for 5 today. Long short on ES. Not bad. On days like this, and I've said this before, on days like this, you either win every trade or you lose every trade. There's really just no in between. Like, you just cannot lose, or you're going to go short here, you're going to go long here, short here, you're just going to take an L, and you're just going to get slapped around. We rally into another lower high, feels like. I wouldn't put it past it. If I was looking for a lower high, at this point, I would probably have to keep an eye on this trend right here. Trend lines are blue. Put that back. I guess we'll keep an eye there and see how we interact with that level right there. Looking at the NASDAQ, this one still looks the weakest. Usually, in all the times that I've drawn out these red lines, that's what's weird. It's because you'll draw out a horizontal pattern like this, and you'll watch it, and you'll watch them just stay in there. And when they break, they just break. And we're just flirting with it every time. We spent a couple days out here. So maybe we're going to rally back in here and make another lower high at this yellow zone right here. We'll see what we do Friday. It'd be a pretty impressive green day for the Qs if it could just get to that zone. And then same thing. Let's just keep an eye on this trend down right now. But again, I don't think we're correcting or crashing just yet. Where is my line? It would be, I'm going to start getting into short positions once we break this, though. Right now I'm short Tesla. I'm selling calls on Meta and Facebook, Meta and Tesla. Now, if those, I'm not going to roll those. If those get assigned and my shares get called away, I'm going to sell about 30% of my Meta and Tesla position. So those are technically also bearish plays. I want to lighten things up because I want to buy a lot more later. But I can't just sell everything, because if I'm wrong, that'd be a tough one to swallow. What's the percentage on that move? Going from where we are now to that yellow zone, that would put it up at 2%, depending on where we land. 1.5 to 2. Depends on where this red candle goes. Checking out Grandpa Dow. Absolutely nothing. Someone wake him up and get him off his recliner. He's doing literally nothing. The Russell, same thing. Russell just needs to get it in gear. Clearly, his New Year's resolution was not to get up and move. I gotta say, the Russell, the Dow, and the Nasdaq, technically speaking, all of those look a little bit weak. The S&P is the only one barely holding on with these highs, at least pushing back up. I do want to check out the financials real quick. Hanging out sideways as well. Gosh. We're building up for a move. Markets don't say this sideways forever. Yeah, we got the last couple of weeks. I wonder if we're loading up a spring trap right now. And I would really be cautious of that. Cool, because there's movement. As a trader, that's awesome. For anyone that can play the trend, play the in and out game, ego aside, because if we're loading up a spring trap and it snaps and we go one way or the other with any kind of momentum, if you're bag holding and it's going against you, you're going to feel it. You're going to take a bigger L than you thought. We could go sideways for a month and crash. If we went sideways for a month, I would have to assume so. Yeah, I think that's the way we would head. I think we would head down. Checking in on the TikTok chat. It's a 5-day weekend. It's not a 5-day weekend. Markets are closed tomorrow. They will be open Friday. Oh, you trade stocks? I thought futures. I do. And actually, all we've broken down is futures. I guess we talked about Tesla. I trade all asset classes. A lot of my main income is options. When things get choppy, or it's usually as things get choppy, I jump more, and you see me just gravitate more towards futures. But when we're in a solid trend, I'm a lot in options, futures options as well. Rarely. I don't know why. Futures options are absolutely amazing. One of the fewer that I trade, though. What banks are going to work on this Friday? Yeah, I hear you on that. No institutions? Yeah. Yeah, probably no real big players, which is what makes this whole move weird. Because if we go to this, actually, let's just show it off on the Russell real quick. It's a lot cleaner chart. This is a daily chart. So this is actually today right now, as in it's going to expire. It's going to end tomorrow. So here's actually today. What's today? Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so we're 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks, we have not had a full week. We had Christmas, New Year's, and then we have Carter Day. So next week will be our first full week in almost a month. And I'm curious if we're just sitting this whole thing out now, or if we're building it up for more. Tesla, I think that was a lower high. Come on down. I'm sure if you're a Tesla bull, that's just a really giant bull flag. I'm just going to, for now, the reason why I'm short is just assume it's going to look like all the other spikes Tesla has ever had. It comes up and then it comes down. Tesla has an overall trend, and it's usually one of these bottom lines. I'm sure we'll get a bounce on both. We'll probably bounce here. The more meaningful bounce will be this zone down here. These yellow moves right here are the expected move for Tesla this year. So market makers, as of options and everything, pricing in right now, if they were to remain at a neutral delta, Tesla would remain in between 650 and 170. So your range for Tesla, 170 to 650. So for everyone saying, how low could it go? That's what market makers think for the year. 170. Can you imagine telling a diehard Tesla bull right now that it could go to 175? They wouldn't entertain it. They wouldn't listen to you. They would probably call you dumb. Oh, don't forget MLK Day. Oh, man. Ryan says, come on, 650. Hey, you better chill. Come on, 650 after I buy more at this 200 mark. Yeah, send it. Now, I am going to buy a lot of Tesla, but let's get it down. I do want to break down TLT. That will be one of the plays I am buying next. Right now, it's on my watch list. Now, I will buy TLT. That's a rain or shine event right here. At $83, I'm buying TLT. For now, as long as it keeps trending down, it's just going to stay in my watch list. Who cares? I'm going to buy it, but the cheaper I can get it, the better. So if it just keeps on this nice little slow grind down, I don't usually dabble as far as bonds go. TLT is usually my only play. But down to this bottom zone is where I do really like it. I'll pull it out on the weekly here. That will be the lowest it's ever been so far, $80. Doesn't mean we can't make a new low. Does not mean the bottom is in, but I do think there will be a lot of eyes on this just from a technical standard. So that being said, that's a big one. I know AMD is one I'll be accumulating through the year, and I've said this a million times. Right now it's at 120. My next real buy zone it's got to be down here at this 104 area. I hope you guys are prepared for some. I guess it's really, when people say prepare for the pain, it's really only pain if you're not prepared. If you know it's coming, then that's that, and that's really all it ever is. I have a feeling a lot of people just aren't prepared to see AMD at 105, and then they're going some bag holding. No, I'm buying more. And then Upstart, same thing. I don't know if I'll buy more at this zone. I might. I think as things get bad, that's when Upstart's going to start to shine. So that's what I want. No, Nas Daddy, no, don't beat us. NVIDIA and XRP. Casey says there's a video coming out. So funny. A video is coming out for that too. What am I doing? All right. Let's break down a few more things. I do have to. What we got today? Okay. So right now we're saying, so not including premiums collected, my cost basis is $126.58 on NVIDIA. Okay. Now NVIDIA did gap up this morning and then sold all the way back off. First of all, guys, I saw a lot of people in the chat talk about this. You guys know CES is every year, right? CES is not a market mover. People were really surprised because Jensen Huang came out and said some cool stuff that NVIDIA was down. The only reaction the stuff they would have to come out and say for NVIDIA to have a green day after CES, it'd have to be astronomical. You have to come out and say, man, we switched gears to quantum computing and we already got it figured out. At that point, it would probably be a mover. Okay. And you'd probably watch Google and IBM just hit the floor. You'd watch NVIDIA just kill it. Okay. Or, Jensen Huang comes out and says, we got this new technology. It's carpet cleaning and we're going to ditch GPUs. Now, at that point, it would probably have a very red reaction. But CES, that's where everyone goes and they just talk. They talk about cool stuff. They're not market movers. So first of all, NVIDIA, that was actually yesterday, sold off. We bounced up here and then sold off again. Holding that zone, looks like aftermarket, it's coming down. To answer your question, he's thinking about locking it in. So at 126.58, we're going to sell it at 138.50. We'll call it one. So $12 a share. Okay, locking that in and then switching back to selling cash secured puts instead of covering calls and while riding NVIDIA down. Do you think NVIDIA has short-term top, or are we anticipating one more push-up for Trump inauguration? Trump would have to come out wearing an NVIDIA jacket and really hype it up, and it would get momentum traders in there. That's probably about it. NVIDIA's up there. That's really not a question I can answer. There's a lot of ways to be wrong responding to that question. Because if NVIDIA continues up, so what was your play in the beginning? That's the only way I can answer that, is because there are things that I buy in my investment account. There are like AMD I'm buying. All right, now I'll sell covered calls against it, and then if it goes down, I'm still in it. My main goal is to have AMD and get that share appreciation over the years, and then the side job, right? The side money is selling covered calls. If my main goal was to just collect premium, because the volatility was there and ROI on the cash, if that was my main play, then yeah, I'm gonna lock it in and I'm gonna switch to selling puts. Because at that point, all you're looking at is I'm gonna lock up 14,000. How much can I make each week on it? And it's awesome when you get assigned shares, it grows up, because then it's like getting a tip at your job. You know, you made your premium money, but also you got to sell your shares for some money. Government just announced more restrictions on NVIDIA and AMD chips for China. What that actually means is Pelosi and her friends want to buy more. So send it. All right. BSX. Boston Scientific Corporation. What'd they announce? What was their hype words? Do we have any news on this? Fed meeting minutes, leave equities. Oh, no one cares about that. Well, speaking of a box, this is what I was talking about earlier. As far as we're building up. Ooh, do we just go here? Now, when I was talking about earlier on the futures, this is not the best example. I was gonna say, because you could really zone this out. Where is it at? So we kind of go sideways, sideways, sideways. Finally, we break out. And then it sends it. Oh my gosh. Lisa, what's your question? Thinking about buying calls? Looks like a good stock for holding long term. Made a nice move up. Just wish it paid a dividend. But the weekly and monthly chart looks nice. It looks... that looks more like it's... that looks up there. It does. If I was going to buy this for a long-term hold, for now, my stop is 85.85. Looks like you should have bought it already. Yeah, I saw something this afternoon that they're buying another company. Cool. I hesitate when I'm buying something like this and it's at all-time highs. It's good that it's at all-time highs because it's never performed better, right? Something's working out for it. Why is it at all-time highs? Is it a momentum play, a pump and dump? This, when you really scrunch it up, can kind of give that feeling. But it's got a nice, decent, just kind of grind up. So I would get into it, but it's on like a probation period. You know, my stop is going to be down here, right below this red wick, 85.85. And if we continue on that grind, fine, maybe I lean into it a little bit. But for now, let's just see. FTAI. All AI play. Just a small little hiccup at that zone, and then sent it. Actually, getting above... Hang on. Getting above this would have been bullish for me. And it looks like we have another. There'll be a resistance right up here, this 173 area. We're on daily. Okay. What is going on with this? Aviation. Is this the eVTOLs? Where's our words at? Aircraft and aircraft engines. Okay, never mind. This seems a lot more volatile than it's used to. I don't know how I would trade this one. If I'm going to do anything, I'd have to have my stop below this zone. I'll fill it in so it doesn't confuse anybody. So my stop would be today's low. It'd be 158.35. I would hope for a pullback tomorrow. Already gapped down and getting bought up. Yeah, if I had to attack it, it would be long with a stop down here. Spot. All right, Goldman Sachs raised the price target from 490 to 550. Hadn't even hit their first one yet. Looks like it could be in some type of zone right now. Yeah, I agree. Right here. Let's go. Let's go to the hourly real quick just to fine tune it a little bit. Man, that is a tough one because I kind of want to. Some people really hate these zones. Cody, close your eyes. The Ukraine zone. There's something going on here, but like this is not, haven't really made it out of the woods till we get past that spot right there. Well, I would see if this rejects first. If that pulled back to like 465 and held right there, maybe kind of have a trend play going. I could get in long, and I'd probably have my stop at 452.85. Let's see. Is Palantir dropping more Friday? Ooh. Come on down. Come on down, Palantir. You guys thought I was wrong. I was previously wrong as far as where the high was at. I hope this thing melts. Honestly, I would expect an oversold bounce. I bet even the really stupid indicator says it's oversold. Daily, not so much. As far as a reversal candle goes, that's what it looks like. I would expect a bounce for a lower high. Saucy says another head and shoulders on the IWM. Thinks you're ready to break down. It looks weak. Ooh, Uber. If I had to take Uber, that's a long play. That's a type 1 long, and you'd put your stop at 62.85. Rio Tinto. No. The answer is just no. Who called this out? Why are you calling this out? Very horizontal and pays a dividend. I call it $60, pays you $1.76. We have to go to the weekly on this one. Weekly does look better, but it looks like we're about to break that down, as a matter of fact. What I don't like doing is holding a dividend ticker to collect that $1.80, and it drops $15. Real cool dividend. Thanks, but no thanks. Gosh, but something's going on, right? Hang on, I need to fine tune this. Okay. I think I would for now. That's a knife catch. But honestly, hang on, let me get this last zone. I'd have to have some kind of stop on this. I would need it. So if typically when I break down dividends, it's how many. If I were to buy 10 shares, how many would I do? And it's typically something like there'll be 3 zones: 2, 3, and 5. Probably 2 here, 8 here. Stop out there. I think stop out and put on a watch list or something. TXG. But let me know if you bought that for typically when you call stuff out, that's why. Dividend ticker, and maybe you want to sell some options on it. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. Argentina recovery stock. I have to check that out. Shiv says Palantir going to 60. I'm feeling it. Hopefully. Taraco Gold. What are we breaking down? No, this has no volume in it. If I were to shout this, and it's a 29. Are you just bullish gold in general? Does it track that at all? Bart, are you new? I don't want to make fun of him. TXG. Did I break down the right one? I must have typed in something wrong. Okay, thank God, because that was about to be a different speech. This is a 10X Genomics. So you know how there's slot machines that have just the rollers in front, and then there's the ones the giant TVs. That's what this reminds me of. Giant. 10X Genomics. Getting worked. Does not pay dividends. What do they do? Life science technology company, which engages in building products to Oh, is that the company 10x Genomics? I'm thinking it's a 10x ETF. Okay, never mind. Engaged in building products to interrogate, understand, and master biology. Include single cell transcriptomics, single cell genomics, single cell epigenomes. No, I'm saying that wrong. It's got a lot of keywords, a lot of hype stuff that I do like. If I'm buying this, it's something that's going to stay in my portfolio. So I would call this a back burner play, where I'm putting it on the back burner and it makes me money or it doesn't. I don't know if I would trade this one. Looks like garbage. A lot of the keywords though that I like. I do like the genomic space. I do think now I've talked to doctors about it, but they think that's more 10 years away. I don't know, which makes it very early to be investing in. But maybe with computing, maybe I'm just too excited for it. From a technical standpoint, it does need to probably break above that area right there to even be in a reversal spot. Uber should get delisted. Uber probably will soon. This actually might be a good one for me to do a future video on. Maybe I probably am going to do a genomics video. This one, before I say I would put it on the back burner, probably would need to know a little bit more about its fundamentals. Is it making money? Is it not? Income statement. So we're not making money at all. Net income. So we're losing. What's keeping this thing afloat? I would need more on this one. Kraft Heinz for a rebound. Sorry. Do you want me to tell you something nice about it? Kraft Heinz. You guys ever just had Kraft Heinz ketchup? Obviously, that's recession proof. If we crash, people are still eating ketchup. For a rebound. Do you want the truth or you want me to help you sleep at night? Okay, let's go to we're on the weekly. Okay. Right there. Ketchup sandwiches. That just sounds poor. I hope no one in here is eating ketchup sandwiches. Ketchup's the goat. He says, lie to me. It's obviously going to recover. All-time highs. There's going to be a dividend push next year. You've heard me say that. This one's going to be it. Gonna be it. Kind of dividends. 40 cents. Do you really want to give up something paying 40 cents a share? Whew. Come on. Think about it. Let's not make any rash decisions. Soundhound. Ooh, looks like the real money decided to pull out of everything. Let me check something real quick. Serve. Ooh, get wrecked. Huh. Thinking about selling a put on it, maybe for the $14. Okay. For the next week, what would I recommend if I still liked it? I like it a lot more at $10. I would need to see on Friday how much it's actually paying. Did we gap down on Friday? It's likely you already missed that play. If that's going to be a lower high and it bounces, you don't want to sell the 14 put later, because if that bounces and you sell a 14 put and all it is a lower high and comes screaming down, you're going to collect crap and you're going to have just a higher entry. And if we gap that thing down, boom, I'd sell the 11 or a 10. So you can dig out of an 11 position, I think, a lot easier. Faye K, she says, NVIDIA's down 1%. Send it. Didn't know Kevin James has a stock channel. I don't know if that's good or bad. Like, do I need to ban this person or laugh? Who's Kevin James? No. Talk to me about that on Friday. Tag me in the chat. I like it. I like it if it breaks down and selling some puts out here. Only Heinz, no other. Who was it? No, someone makes ketchup, and I think it's Is it Heinz? Heinz makes ketchup. Kraft Heinz. Yeah. Someone mentioned this to me. It says their ranch tastes like mayonnaise. And ever since they said that, it's done. Kevin James, mall cop. Don't try to steal. I am a mall cop. And I carry a 45 that I often confuse with a taser. To be honest, guys, if your stock looks like this right now, that's catching a knife. You're either a knife catcher or you're not. And I don't need to say any more. It's a sharp knife. You're going to front run some risk, or you're going to get wrecked. As long as your position, your allocation reflects that, you'll probably do all right. Berkshire owns Kraft. Surprised they haven't sold everything the way they're selling off everything they own. All right, Hood. I think this one's about to pull a Palantir. Define Palantir. We talking like recent Palantir or like Palantir to 80 kind of thing? All right. So Q3 earnings had an EPS of 17 cents. A month ago, Q4 estimate was 18 cents. Yesterday it was 35, and today it was raised again to 37, paired with consolidation. I think this may explode on earnings. Just wanted to see what you think. Technically speaking, we're holding. That's what I would go off of. The part that sucks about what you just said is they're going to raise it so high that it's set up for failure. That's what would make me nervous. But I do like Hood. There's no argument there. I will break down Serve. Is AMD good for a long-term position now? Well, I can't give financial advice, but I can tell you that I bought it for a long-term position. And what's really funny is when people ask me when I buy something, do I think it'll go up? That really blows my mind. I know I'm nice. I really am nice. But when I donate to somebody, I like to see them face to face. I give a lot of stuff away. I don't usually jump in the stock market just to give money away. Mara bounced off the zone. Do I think it holds? We'll see. I do like Mara at these levels. And if we look at Mara overall, it hangs out these. Yeah, we get a couple hype cycles where we get outside of this 16 to 20 range, but we hang out here. We're kind of smack dab in the middle. 18 Options Trader Pro started following me. I just caught that alert. What's up, man? Do I think it holds? I'm more worried about this $15 level holding. I don't know if I'd be too concerned about it holding the 18 level. Hopefully we kind of have this overall trend, and it does. AMD. Brace yourselves. It kind of looks like a bear flag. Now, honestly, I did buy AMD. I like it. Me personally, I like it. I'm buying it, and that's what it is. It's trending down, and that's also a bear flag. Looks a lot like this bear flag right here. So do you want to copy me and you ready to ride that thing down, or possibly watch a reversal? I would just say make sure you fully understand what you're getting yourself into. Right now, if I were to just take it as a trade, 120.83. I guess I would give it 117.85 before I stopped out. Mara, we just did, so we're good there. Can I break down Berk B? When are you going to quit being so broke? Around here, we buy the Berk A. All right. We're not poor around here. That looks like it's hanging out with the market. That's really just hanging out with the market right now. We really won't know until it breaks and closes outside of this one range. My guess, I don't don't know. Oh, man. I want to say down. I really do. If January is a bullish month, we'll probably just send it up a little bit. It'll go up and then down. Overall, until the crash actually gets here, just follow this trend. That might be one of your warning shots that's going further down. When can I stop eating ketchup sandwiches? Oh, when I can stop eating ketchup sandwiches, I'll buy some Burke. Yeah, you started a new account, didn't you? Miss Lucia says, long time, has been. Are you buying AMD? I am. Your play is 448.50 on this. Sorry, my bad. 448.50. Okay, so if it breaks this zone, you're leaving. I would leave my stop there. I would keep an eye on this, see if this holds. You're in a call, February 21st, 460 call. Oh, that's like taking a cheese grater to your arm. Theta's killing you on that one. Oh, AMDL. Is that a leverage play on AMD? No, I would not buy this. Is there an AMDS? Ooh. This one I might consider. If I was going to hedge AMD, I think they're about to break down. I would consider this one. Siho says, hi, Don and everyone. Is 6A bearish or still bullish? We're talking about the Japanese yen? Oh, that's 6J. What is 6A? Australian dollar. Okay. I would be bearish at this. I could see it being a support right here, but I would be bearish. If we're going to break down the Australian dollar, US dollar, let's go Wanda. If I'm going long, my stop is 0.6175. We got J&J. Saw on Facebook someone said they're just going to buy pharmaceutical stocks because they're going to rise. I did say I would be careful with that. They're pretty volatile. And the reply was the laughing emoji. So now I'm just hopefully, like I said, I'm nice if you guys show up to here. If I do give advice and you laugh at it, I start popping popcorn. I can't wait to watch the series finale. I think you should hold account some pharmaceutical stocks. Send it. I'll break down MicroStrategy. There's another one I said I'd break down too, right? J&J. I would let the sellers do their thing. I actually do like this one, though. We're kind of spending a lot for a little bit of a dividend. Sold 2 puts on Johnson & Johnson today. That would be a bad way to get in. Maybe give it a little time and sell some 135s. I don't think I'd be bad with that. As of right now, it is just trending down. You sold the 138 and the 140s? For this Friday, you're probably good. If I was selling next week's, I'd want to be in that zone. January 24th. Has the correction officially started, or is this a dip buy? I think I was going to be answering that a lot today. I think this is still... I think the dip buy might be next week. This is not the correction. I don't think. Not the one I was talking about, at least. MSTR. Let's see where Bitcoin holds. Still hate drawing trend lines like that. We're still making higher lows as far as this goes. If I'm watching MSTR, all eyes would be on this 290 level. If that breaks, and I'm speaking to everyone that has puts sold on this, you're about to own it, because I bet it does drop to 260, 240. Right now, watching Bitcoin still in this range. So if we were to actually hold that zone and push a little bit higher, that might bode pretty well for it. How are the puts? Are the puts still juiced? Are the momentum traders still in this, or is it calming down? Can't read Casey's comment out here, but it's funny. Draw a purple zone above that quick. All right, let the market makers know it can't drop below. All right, right here. See if it holds that 300 mark. See if it bounces out of that zone. You have 355 for next week, 355 put. So you want Bitcoin to send it. For a while there, it almost didn't matter. While the momentum traders were in there, it didn't matter. I could have a 600 put sold, and I could still roll it and collect money. That particular one, I would probably, as of now, try to do my best to roll down and out. You know, if I'm in the 355s, I'd probably try to roll it to the 350s. I know it's at 330, but you know, if I could just still collect some money, roll it down a little bit, that'll be it. Have any additional details about any quantum setups? I think it's super early right now. I'm more bullish than you, and I just want to be more cautious because of your comments. Yeah, quantum right now, the stock market is more excited than the real market, if that makes sense. I'm trying to find a way to word that. Just because everybody's talking about it, buying the stock, doesn't mean quantum's happening any faster. So I'm actually pretty bullish quantum. I just think we're not there yet. Will I check Qubetics? Looks to me like a sleeping giant. Is there a Qubetics ticker? I can try to find it. Qubetics. I don't know. Yeah, find the ticker for me. I can look at it. I don't know if I can find it. QBTC. Oh, I should know that. No, that sounded familiar. It's got to have a Q in it. Qubet. I can probably just Google it real quick. Qubetics. TICS. TICS. Wow. Just kidding. Qubetics price. TICS. TICS. Is this? No, I actually usually see over the counter stuff. Why is this not showing up? Qubetics is a cryptocurrency. Okay. And a top altcoin. I don't even see it. No, so probably not a sleeping giant. Let me know when it wakes up and it shows up on a chart. Celsius Holdings. If I was short, I wouldn't like the looks of this. Starting to lose that momentum and kind of round out. Lower lows, lower highs. Quit making lower lows. Still has the lower highs going on if that does, sell off. Right now, if we push and get to that zone, that's all the makings of a reversal. If I'm going to front run that, my stop would be 24.85. Do I follow Congress trades? No. No, by the time they post it, it's probably too late. J&J is in the pullback before we rise mode, hopefully. Can I look at Caesar, please? You got it. Caesar Entertainment. Definitely out of support. Hang on. Before you, I need to see if that's actually a zone. My gosh, come on. Okay. All right. So it looks like we're in a zone right now. Bounced. Ooh. So looks like we already hit that zone. Didn't get anywhere. That's what looks like it's about to break through. If you came here and said, "Hey, I'm looking at shorting this," I'm 60-40. I would short this. Stop at 34.45. SMCI hanging out, just going sideways. This needs to get out of the way. If I'm playing the higher low, my stop would still be down here. I'd have to do 29.45. But the way all the chips are looking, I don't know if I would go nuts on that. What's in phase at? Is it holding? Yeah, just bounce out of that zone, held that one. Looks like it's rejecting right now. Been a while since we looked at. What are my thoughts for oil this year? Bullish. Bullish right now, at least. At least the first half. In phase, I like it right now. I would probably just stick to selling maybe some 60 puts on this. We need to start looking at solid state batteries. Next pump soon. Show me some tickers. I like solid state batteries. Let's see who's going to be the monopoly of that one. Oxy. Look at Oxy go. There's a speed bump zone right where it's at, as a matter of fact. I would watch out for a rejection right here because all that's going to be is another lower high and just keep the nice channel down that it's in. Serve, also getting the break speed off it with sound and all the other ones. If you're going to front run this risk, it would be a buy. My stop it'd have to be 15.85. I do like it. I think there's enough moment. There's a lot of people watching this might get a bounce. I would watch out for it not bouncing. If this gaps down, trouble. If this only makes it to this blue zone, you're probably about to turn around and see that trouble. So what I would want is it to leave this with some aggression. Miss Lucia selling the 35 puts on Caesar. Sorry. If that breaks, I would be. If you're selling puts, then that means you want the company. Buffet, he's still buying Oxy. Is he going to a rave? Just kidding. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to get out of here. Shout out to everybody that is here. Everyone that is. There's 100 of you guys right now. What's happening? I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys see tomorrow the market's closed, so you will see me Thursday, which is tomorrow. Anyway, have a good one. I'll see you guys later.